So we're trying something new today.
Yes.
Our video production team are sick. Everybody's sick. Everybody's sick. It seems like, you know, we've had colds run the gamut through the store, through our homes, and everybody's got colds. So
we thought it was a good opportunity to do some different things today.
Yeah. So Cynthia and I set up the camera in our classroom. We're in here today. And we thought we would show you a little tour of our store. We've been asked a lot about what our store looks like.
Right.
So today we're going to take you through the store with our handheld camera and do a little improv.
Yeah.
But before that, we should probably introduce ourselves.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Barb. We're with River City Yarns in Edmonton, Alberta. Yeah, we've got a podcast about knitting and all things yarny.
Yeah, we like to invite you into our shop and show you around and talk to you about new yarns and projects that we're working on and help you feel part of our community. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah. And so we'll probably start with the tour next.
Yeah, we can do the tour, and then we'll come back and talk to you about some of our whips. And then maybe we'll just interject a little bit about our Flashmob.
Right.
As a little interlude in there.
Yes.
All right. So stay with us and we'll take you on a tour of the shop. Okay. Hi, Barb.
Hi, Cynthia. Here we are at the front door of River City Yarns.
Yeah. People have been asking us for a bit of a tour of the store. So we thought today might be a great day to show you around.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, this is our front door with our cute little sweater that says open. And then when we're closed, when we're open, this side faces inside. This is duplicate stitch.
Yeah.
Do we have a video on how to do duplicate stitch?
I think we might, in our Advent box. Yeah, videos,
Yeah. If we take a look over on this side of the store, our store is kind of arranged by weight of yarn. We start with chunky yarns, super bulky and big heavy yarns, and then go into chunkies and Erin's and worsted weight and DK weight. And then along the back of our store, we have books and a computer for customers to look up patterns and look up things on Ravelry. And then our back wall is our sport weight and our sock weight, lace weight, needles, notions. This is our point of sale area. And then up front here, we have our, right now we're featuring a special feature of Lasco. And so we've got a big stand with garments, samples, and behind that is our hat trick yarn.
Do you want to start there?
Sure, let's start there. All right, so this is our wall of hat trick. Cynthia, what do you like about hat trick? If you had to name one or two things about it that you really, really loved, what would it be?
I think it's the size of the skeins. You know, they're 150 grams. They've got over 500 meters per skein. And then I love the Italian merino of this base. And then, you know, the colors. Even if you're not a sports fan. Right?
That's right. You know? That's right. Yeah. Even if you're not a sports fan, people love the size of the skeins, how they're dyed, how they pattern up. And so we have Hat Trick, which is the one that's inspired by the 30 NHL teams and Team Canada.
Are there 31 teams now with Las Vegas?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
So does that mean we have 32 with Team Canada?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a personal favorite in here?
Yes, I do.
Show us your favorite.
I really like, San Jose. And I think we're out of stock on San Jose. We don't have any right now. But I mean, I love them all. I think the reds are all really pretty, and there's so many different reds. Like when you looked at our wall, you can see the intensity in Chicago is different than Caroline and different than Team Canada. So some are red oranges, some are blue oranges, some are blue reds and pink reds. Even the blues are all different. I really like this one too, St. Louis. I have a skein of this at home that I'm playing with. And then to match it up, we came up with semi-solids. So these Hat Trick semi-solids are in 100 gram skeins. They're a little bit smaller, and they're used for things like trim and accent. People like to do toes and heels in alternate colors, and we also use them a lot with sweaters and hats, where you can make the brim of a hat in a semi-solid. We did the little sweater too, the sweater, the little, it's a
jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for.
Yes. Right. And it's done in, this sample's done in Team Canada. And the, what do we call our black semi-solid?
It's called Back Check.
Back Check, right. Yeah. Yeah.
The last yarn up here is Touchdown. And this has been a lot of fun because we've been doing Sock Month this month, right?
Yes.
And so January is all about socks. We have a brand new pattern that came out that Kate Atherley designed for us called Gridiron. And it's a fun pattern that actually has stripes going up it, done out of clever slip stitches.
Yes. I think we might even have like the real sample here.
Yes, we do. It's right here.
Just hung on
Actually,
the back.
We have a few. I'll bring them all out. The top one is Calgary. This one. And this one is Ottawa. I remember doing this one when I was on holidays.
Wow.
And this is Edmonton. Kate did these ones. There's several different sizes of sock in that pattern. And it's just so cool how they end up patterning and making stripes. Next section is kind of our point of sale, and this is where we have some of our buttons and notions and pins, things like that. We have a lot of really cool buttons from a company called Brick Bubble. They also make these little pins for us. Here's a crochet one. Here's a nasty one. Yeah, we have some for sewing. There's more over here. Enamel pins are still really, really hot.
They make a nice gift for a knitter who's got a lot of yarn, right?
That's right. People collect them and put them on project bags. We have one that says, I get my stash at River City Yarns.
Oh, show us those luggage tags too, Barbara.
Okay.
Those are really clever. Yeah,
these are really fun. I love to put these on my suitcase so that you can see your bag when it's coming off the... And it says, if I can't bring my yarn, I'm not going anywhere.
And then you write your address on the back?
Yeah.
With a Sharpie?
Yep.
Yeah. Very versatile.
Yeah. More tags. These are really cool too. Do you have one of these?
I do, yes.
Yeah. I love these little silicone tea bags, infusers. You put your tea inside and then just dip it in your cup. It works great. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's keep going. We love Eucalan. We sell lots of Eucalan in our shop.
Yes. It's the perfect thing for washing all your fine washables. Bathing suits too.
That's right. Yeah. And so, we have lots and lots of different cases for needles, all sorts of interchangeable sets. We primarily sell Addy here in our shop, but we carry other sets too. At Christmas time, we stock up on a little bit of everything. We've got some really cool cases too that are made by a local maker. She does a set of DPN and crochet cases, and then she also does these, which I think are so clever. I just have to show them. These are DPN needle holders in a couple different sizes.
You can use them with circular needles too.
Right.
Yeah.
So the idea is you just put your needles inside in here and your project hangs out and you just snap and everything's contained. Pop it in your bag and away you go.
I sold 2 of that that print yesterday.
Did you? This one? Isn't it pretty?
It's really pretty. Yeah.
Janet gets some really pretty pattern fabrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see our wall of Addies. We carry the flip sticks and the flexi flips and all the new Addie products, including their newest little mill. Have you tried the Addie egg yet, Cynthia?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I helped a lady the other day figure out how to use it because she was just stuck a little bit. And that weight is very important. It comes with a weight. And we discovered that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many tempting things.
There's lots of things, yeah. This is our sort of our wall of notions. So we try and carry almost everything a knitter and crocheter would need, and a little bit more.
Yeah, tell us which notion you sell the most.
Oh, I think these ones are probably my favorite. These are a little wool needle that I like to use when seaming pieces together. I love the little nylon loop on the top of it.
Yeah.
It's so easy to put your thread through.
Yeah,
What's yours?
I agree. Well, I like those too. I sell a lot of those, and then I like the really sharp scissors.
Yeah, these ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my favorite too.
Yeah, and the locking stitch markers.
Yes, that's probably one of our top item. I have a whole package of those in my cushions at home, in my couch.
Yes, they have a tendency to go there, don't they? Yeah.
We've been having a lot of fun this month too with the sock rulers. They're right over here. And people have been buying these because we've been talking a lot about socks and blocking socks. So we've got blockers here and rulers.
Yeah.
And I know you like to use these not just for socks but for mittens too, right?
Yeah, and hats. Yeah.
So how do you use them with a hat?
I like to do a top-down hat, and so I will just stick it into the top of the hat and measure it as I go down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. Brilliant.
Any tube.
I suppose, hey?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want to keep going this way?
Let's go this way.
Okay. We were fortunate enough to have fleece artist Handmaiden here in our shop in November. Ruth Gallo was here from that company, and we had a lot of yarn that we kept. When they left, we kept all the boxes, and I'm telling you, we have been having some fun with these bundles. They create bundles where they'll team up one or two different yarns and put them together, and they're color coordinated, and they're just a lot of fun to work with.
I'm going to come and take a picture of this one.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's Silk Rumple and Angora. Or no,
Angel hair, I think, isn't it?
Angel hair, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. And Kid Mohair, all color coordinated. I would love to do one. I've got to do one of these scarves in a rumple because I've done them in rumple, but never rumple and the mohair together. That's a fantastic idea.
Look at the colors; they're just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then here's our Shibui wall.
And
We have
Julie Aslin there.
and some Julie Aslin, kind of our finer yarns. I call this our blending board. You know, if you want to put together a couple of different types of fiber, you can, mix mohair and silk with merino silk. This is one of the nicest merino silks too. Findley. We carry the Findley and the Findley Dappled. Love it. Shibui. More fleece artist up top. Here's a fun one. This is Richard DeVries Pepino mixed with Louette gems. We're a big fan of Louette gems, and they're changing their put-up now. They're going from 50-gram skeins to 100-gram. So we popped all of our 50s in here with Richard's because his are 65 grams. So they go really well, and it's fun if you want to do some color work out of a nice merino yarn. Here's our Biscotti yarn, and Biscotti is a fun one. We love this yarn because it's so soft. It feels like there's cashmere in here. I know there isn't, but it feels like it. And Biscotti's done a number of special flash mobs for us where they've done colorways inspired by photographs that we've sent them of Alberta.
So this one is hay bales. Yeah.
This is Northern Lights. I did my shawl way up there out of it.
That's so beautiful, Barb.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Then in between we have our house brand. This is Adam and Eve, and this is one of our most popular yarns in our shop. It's got cashmere in it, and it's just a dream to work with. If you haven't tried this, you need to try this. It says 81 merino, 9 cashmere, 20 nylon, 100% temptation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, very soft. Petable. Here's more Julie.
Yes. Fino, love it.
Yeah, this is a beautiful yarn.
Yeah.
And then this is Carolyn Sommerfeld, her Ancient Arts. And some Manos above that. Here we have our Wall of Sweet Georgia.
Yep.
These are beautiful yarns. They're sort of semi-solids, and they go so well with fades. We come to this section all the time when we're trying to build a free your fade or a find your fade.
Oh, and the Madeline Tosh, too, is a nice one for that.
That's a really nice one, yeah. We'll flip right over to here. We have a nice selection of Mad Tosh sock weight yarn right now. This is the Tosh sock, and I think we had 3 different themes in this line.
It's beautiful. And what's this down here? This is new.
Well, this is our new, yeah, this is Valley Tweed. We just put this up yesterday or the day before. And so this is kind of our yarn that we're going to be using a lot for color work. It's Rowan's newest one that they came out with this fall. That's a really, I haven't actually had a chance to knit with it yet. Neither have you.
Nope.
But I've wound some up for both of us so we can try some.
I'm looking at these rich reds and golds. It's just gorgeous.
I know. And isn't it neat how the camera shows them? You can really see the different intensities.
Yes.
Even in the grays.
Yeah.
I like to take black and white photos of them so I can see which ones to put with which.
Right, yeah. Okay, sport weight.
Yeah, this is our sport weight section, and we carry Louette Euroflax here. We carry sport weight gems. We've got some nice cottons. We carry one from Juniper Moon called Zooey. I think that's how you pronounce it. A nice cotton linen blend.
What's this one right here, Barb?
This is more Fleece Artist. This is their Alpaca Merino. So soft. And we've got some beautiful colored kits and then some semi-solids to go with it.
Gorgeous.
This one too is beautiful. This is Fliss. This is their linen 65 silk, 35 linen blend.
That's gorgeous.
And it's very nice.
Yeah. And look at all these samples down here.
Yeah. We do lots of samples in the store.
And they're all here to try on, so you can see what the fabric feels like.
Yeah. I think we're going to do a special on Holly's little kids sweaters next month. Yeah. This is some beautiful yarn from, I want to say,
from Denmark.
From Denmark, yeah.
Yeah, the colors are really pretty, and we've used this in a number of garments as well.
Yeah, we particularly like their wool cotton.
And then Blue Sky Alpaca.
That's another nice sport weight.
Yes.
We do a lot of this too, Cynthia, where we'll do some swatches. We did this one because guiles can be knit up in so many different gauges, from 20 stitches per inch to 25 or 28. And so it's nice to see what the different fabrics feel like when you're choosing a yarn.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Well, let's just have a little peek at this felted line.
Okay. This is one of my designs I just got off the needles. This is from a ball of County yarn. It changes colors and stripes, and so I'm going to teach a color work class and felt it.
Yeah.
So 2 things at the same time.
Yeah, that's lovely. It's lovely. Okay. So we got lots of books back here.
Our lights are off. It's a little bit dark in that corner, but
yeah,
lots of books, our computer. This is our little dye station too. We have some sock blanks. We do a little dyeing workshop. We sell blanks, undyed yarn. This is beautiful yarn from Custom Woolen Mills. It dyes up really nice.
Beautiful. Okay.
This is kind of our kid-friendly section. So babies, kids, some superwash merinos, cottons. We've been selling quite a bit of this lately. We don't sell chenille in our shop, but we sell cumulus. And this is kind of like our replacement for chenille because it's so soft. A lady's making a baby blanket out of 5 of these, and it's just beautiful.
And
Israeli
soft colors as well.
Yeah, Israeli Mako cotton and a little bit of nylon.
It's puffy like a marshmallow. Yeah,
that's a great descriptor. Yeah, books, lots of books. We sell some pretty cool felted bags.
Yeah, and what's this?
This is Fiber of Life.
Yeah. And what's this shawl made out of? This is quite distracting.
Yeah, this is yak. So this is Rowan. This is Soft Yak DK. We just got this sample. It was part of the trunk show for the anniversary.
That is stunning. But that's kind of what you can expect when you come into the store, is a new sample each time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the DKs?
These are the DKs. So we've got some Martin's Lab. We have several Rowan DKs.
This gets a lot of attention too.
This does. This is a Barocco yarn. We carry Mille Fiori and we carry Barocco Vintage and a few others. Just some blends for people who want to do some fun things. These are great little sellers in our store too. We carry drops. They have a wonderful high quality merino at a real value price, as well as 100% wool and a wool alpaca blend called Nepal. We sell a lot of that yarn. Yeah, this is some cashmere that we couldn't help but bring in from Fleece Artist. This is 4-ply. So it's quite thick and makes beautiful hats and mitts, and I did my capelet in it.
Right, yeah, it's gorgeous.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Should spin. Oh yeah, this is another really beautiful sample from Rowan. I think we showed this in our last podcast. This is Mayfield, another beautiful wrap. And why don't you just spin around, Cynthia, and do a little...
Oh, yeah.
This is a nice display. This is the Princeton capelet done out of cashmere from Blue Sky. We love them so much we did 2 store samples in it. This is the smallest size, and this is a medium.
And how does that feel when you touch it?
Oh, well, gorgeous. There's something about cashmere. Yeah, it's just beautiful. I think everybody needs to have at least one cashmere sweater. We carry Plotolopi. That's been a fun yarn. We don't have our sample here right now, and Maris did a sample, and she was generous enough to loan it, but I'm sure she's wearing it this weekend.
She wore it yesterday.
Did she? Yeah. She looks so pretty in it.
Yeah.
Crochet has been really popular too in the shop. This is a lovely piece. Did Heather design this herself, or?
No, it's a pattern that's available on online, and I'll put a link to it in the show notes. But we're doing a class on this one because this particular design has a written pattern but also a schematic.
Yeah, crocheters are doing that now, aren't they? They're putting schematics in.
Yeah, and that really helps if you want to knit a pattern from a Russian designer or a Japanese designer. They've got some awesome designs out there. And so rather than trying to interpret the language, you just follow the chart. Yeah.
Also on this stand is some sock yarn. We carry a few brands, but we're really keen on Regia. We love the quality of their commercial sock yarn. We carry the Perfect line as well, which is really fun. I
think it's on the wall, Barb.
Oh, it's right here. it's got a yellow starter thread on it. So you follow the yellow thread until you come to the sock yarn itself, and then you start knitting. So you can get 2 identical socks. This is the back side of our blue sky display. We love these little kits that they've got. Little hat and mitt kits are fun. This is the Trimod Snood. This is a fun pattern. There's some little hats in here that are one skein projects in the cashmere. It's kind of a nice way to play with cashmere if you haven't had a chance to. Kits everywhere. There's even a whole bunch down here. Every little nook and cranny gets filled, right?
Yes.
We've been having so much fun with mohair this year too that we brought in a line from Louisa Harding. We brought in her brushed mohair, and we've done a few samples. This is just beautiful. This knits up like 2 strands of Kid Silk Haze, just in a single strand. It's quite thick. It's lovely to work with. We also brought in one from Lang. This is Victoria. Same sort of weight. They just had different colors that we fell in love with. They have a beautiful neutral with black and cream and brown and gray.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty? And then I did some fun things mixing it with felted tweed. This is felted tweed in here, and then the mohair, and it makes a fun cowl to stripe or blend. Okay, so Cynthia, it's your turn now, right?
Yeah, we decided to flip the camera around for a minute here. Yeah. So Barb brought in this beautiful superwash merino from Ireland called Hedgehog, and we chose to bring that in a DK weight because everybody has the sock weight, but the DK weight is so nice. Yeah. And then this, the one next to it, now we're getting into the worsted section. And so one of our big sellers is Estelle Worsted. This is wool acrylic blend that's great for blankets and big projects, or we like it for baby knits, where if you're concerned about something going through the washer and the dryer, this is your yarn for that. And then for the more sophisticated people in your family, Noro Tenon, just below it, is also a gorgeous yarn, but it is a hand wash one. So this one will stripe. And then the Noro Curion and Silk Garden below it are also striping yarns. And Noro does this really lovely combination of colors and fibers and textures. So it creates a really nice organic kind of throw that you can put in your home. And of course we love, again, more handmade in here at these Earth Ranger kits. And then just above that, this is also designed by Ruth Gallo from Handmaiden. And then above that, we have some new stock from Richard DeVries. This one is Finn, I believe. Yes. So this is a superwash merino in hand-painted colorways from Richard DeVries in Ontario. We also have Louette Gems worsted. And then next to it is another one of our in-house yarns that we love called Eden. This is our merino cashmere nylon blend, and it comes in the same colorways as Adam and Eve. It's just this one's a worsted weight instead of a fingering weight, and we have a lot of fun with this one.
This makes the nicest mittens and hats. It's just so soft. It's just like Adam and Eve, but thicker.
And then Blue Sky Fibers wool stock. I've made myself a sweater out of this one. It's a gorgeous 100% wool in 50 gram and 150 gram skeins. And we've done lots of projects with this. When that little hat kit that we showed before is made out of 21 mini skeins of wool stock. So it's been a really great yarn for us.
This one's equivalent to 3 of the 50 gram skeins, so it's nice, a little bit bigger and not so many ends.
Right, if you want to do a bigger project, for sure. If you want to do color work, it's nice to have the variety of the 50 gram skeins as well. There's a little more, Barbara's found the Eden Gradient kits, and this is 5 5 skeins of Eden, or we've got some Eden gradient kits, and we've got some Casbah kits. The Eden gradient kits are based on our hand-dyed colorways from Handmaiden. So you can take, so they've taken some colors from our current line and turned them into gradient kits. These are a lot of fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. We each did a cowl out of this particular one.
Wasn't that fun?
That was.
I loved it.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, that knit.
Yeah.
We hacked Ann Bud's Peaks and Ridges cowl pattern.
We did, for sure, yeah. And then back to Barocco, we've got some Ultra Alpaca, and this comes in 2 different sort of flavors now. You've got a dyed version and an undyed version, and it's really cool to see how the Eco Alpaca has so many shades in it, even though it's undyed, because of the variety of alpaca colors that you can get. Yeah. And then some Cascade 220 up here, which is a beautiful heathered 100% wool. We have a little bit of Manos Maxima below it, some more Rowan in the hemp tweed. Barb, you already mentioned the Drops Nepal, so we'll just do a quick pan of that one.
You have to talk to us too about all the little garments hanging up on the line above.
Yeah, we'll do that after. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we've got Barocco Ultra Wool, which is a superwash, worsted weight, 100% wool. This woolly silk from Handmaiden is gorgeous. I knit a little hat from it just before Christmas. Julie Aslin Nurtured is another favorite of yours, I think. I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but I think, Barb, you've done something in it?
Yeah, I did. I put it in my Afghan, and it's beautiful. I just love working with it.
Yeah. Here's another yarn from Drops that's been really popular. This is Drops Air, and I believe this is one of those yarns that is a tube that has been blown full of gorgeous soft fiber. So it has some strength, and yet the beauty of the softness of the fiber, and lots of loft and air. So really warm. Lang Merino Color is a gradient colored striping yarn, and Haiku O underneath it is one of those yarns when you take the sample off the shelf and you hold it, you say, oh. We sold 2 of these yesterday to 2 of our customers because they couldn't resist just how soft and beautiful this yarn is.
Yeah.
All right, Rowan Cocoon below here.
That's one of my favorites. I love this yarn. It's so nice to have a yarn that's got, a really nice soft blend to it, and it makes the meatiest kind of hats and mitts and.
Yeah, Rowan Cocoon is a chunky yarn, so you can use it with the 6 or 7 millimeter needles.
And I love this pattern, Cynthia. Your Snow Daisy Mitten pattern. It's one of the best because it's double here. It just keeps your hands so warm.
Yeah, it's a stranded color work, so you get the stranding on the inside to get a bit of a double thickness.
On both sides, it's really pretty. They're reversible, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter which hand you put in. Yeah, that's right. And then Cascade Ecoplus has been a fun yarn for us too. It's a big put up. So you get, I think, a 1/4 pound or 250 grams per skein, and we've used it for sweaters and for felting projects as well. So we've got a little bag sample back here that is a boho knot bag, and it's been felted. It's one of those ones where you have a long handle and a short handle, and you put the long handle in the short handle, and you've got a strappy little bag.
And we made Jane Richmond's Erica cowl out of probably half a ball. It just goes forever, this yarn. There's a lot on a ball.
Yeah, and talk to us about the sweater underneath.
Well, this is Drops Air. And so we used, I think, 4 or 5 colors. This was a pattern that we found, I believe, on the Drops website. And this yarn is so soft with the construction, too, like the tube with the alpaca blown in. It doesn't tend to pill either, like other wools might.
Yeah. And it just looks so pretty with this little red cowl on top.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Another big seller for us is Estelle Chunky. So this is a machine washable, dryable wool acrylic blend. And then we have Barocco Ultra Alpaca Chunky. This is a wool alpaca blend above it. We have a little bit of Madeline Tosh ASAP, which is a gorgeous superwash merino. Some more Noro if you want to do a chunky stripe. And then Juniper Moon Moonshine Chunky. This is another really soft and pretty marled yarn. No, I guess it's not a marl. It's more like a heather, isn't it? There's some silk in there, I bet.
Yeah, and I think that's what, changes the color. The silk doesn't dye quite like the other, like
right,
the
so it gives it kind of a tweedy effect without the scratchiness of some tweeds.
There we go. Alpaca, wool, and silk.
Perfect, yeah. And then some more kits from Fleece Artist. These are thrummed socks, and then we have thrummed mitten kits. And they're a lot of fun. We do a class on thrummed mittens as well. We do it all year long because thrummed mittens are quite popular.
Yes, yeah.
Some more drops yarn here. We've got Andes, which is a wool alpaca blend. We have Rowan brushed fleece. I love this one too. This is Blue Sky Bulky, which is 100% alpaca, but in a beautiful bulky weight. Cascade Magnum is above that. You see, we're just getting thicker and thicker with the yarn. So if you want to do something in a weekend or perhaps even overnight, here's your place to go. Rowan Big Wool has always been quite popular, and with some Barocco Macro, if you want to do a really thick, chunky blanket in a short period of time, this is your one here. This is worked on 25mm needles, I believe, and then Chunkadelic. Chunkadelic is a gorgeous superwash merino that is dyed for us by Handmaiden, and the colors are again super saturated and follow our color plan for Eden and Adam and Eve. But we had a little fun with this yarn when we came up with the names, because Chunkadelic reminds us of the psychedelic 60s and some of the rock bands from that time. And so you'll find that there's some fun. We had some fun with names on this one. In a previous podcast, I think we went through all the names and had a little bit of fun with that.
And these ones are sold by the gram, right?
That's right, yeah. So each skein is a different weight and therefore a different meterage. So we sell it 20 cents a meter, no, 20 cents a gram. So the skeins range from about $45 to $65. Yeah. And more samples and more books and more patterns.
Eden or Epic?
We have not. So let's talk about Epic.
Sure, I'll just show the Veronica sweater. This is a sample Veronica, and we have 2 of them in the shop. They're really a fun sweater to knit, very easy. And this is done out of our Epic yarn.
Yeah, and let's just talk about Rosalyn for a minute too, because Rosalyn's over here in the front.
Back up at the front of the store.
Yeah, so Rosalyn is a sweater designed for us by Fiona Ellis. Just pull this off for a second. This uses our Epic line as well, and she's done this pattern asymmetrically, so you can put the stranded colorwork patterns wherever you like, but we really like what she's done here with the one sleeve that's done in pattern work, and then the other sleeve with just a little bit, and then the offset pattern on the front also. And then Fiona Ellis also came up with a cowl pattern for us that goes nicely with the sweater. So this is great if you have any leftovers. You can use it up on a cowl.
And that cowl's so nice and warm too. It's really big.
Yes. And the hat pattern is kind of Peruvian influence as well, with the ear flaps on it. And then there are...
What's that pattern called?
This is all Rosalyn.
So people can find it on Ravelry, right?
Yeah, it's available on Ravelry, or if you're ordering on our online store and you're ordering Epic, you can also put in a print copy of the pattern in your order.
Great. Just want to show this Ann Budd skirt.
Yeah.
This is made out of Jelsk tweed.
Yeah, and again, we had some people in this weekend who wanted to do this particular pattern as well.
Tavia is the name of the pattern.
Okay. But it's got a lot of skirt patterns, so it's good to know that. Yeah. So we've got some samples that we've hung up for inspiration up high, and we've got their mates down on the floor so you can touch and feel them. But you can see that there's lots of samples here. We've mittens, and then as we go a little further down, that last mitten up there is the Rosalyn mitten. It goes with the hat pattern. And then we've got some yoga pants, some baby yoga pants, which is design, an in-house design. And yeah. And then we should also show a picture of Holly's Love Lines sweater here on top of the display. This is also done in Epic, and it shows off all the colors that we've had dyed specifically for our store. Epic is another one of our in-house yarns. It's 100% Peruvian Highland wool, and we have it in 11 colors now. Yeah. So we've got it in our monochromatic white to black with 3 grays in between, and then we also have the HBC inspired colors: yellow, green, red, blue, and a cream. We use this yarn a lot. We use it in workshops, we use it for projects, we use it for felting, just anything and everything that you can imagine. It's hard to stop taking pictures and video in the store because there's just so much to see.
It really is. And I mean, we haven't even taken a real good look at the floor because there's so much down on the lower levels too. We just kind of focused waist up, but it just gives you a good idea of what sort of things we have. We can't put everything on the online store, so talk to us just a little bit about this piece.
So this is Corinthian. It's a project by Martin Story, and it's done with Rowan Felted Tweed, and this one is shadow knit. So you see the depth of the project as you move around it. And Rowan Brushed Fleece is our sample it yarn of the month this month. So whether you order it online or in the store, you get 10% off because we like to encourage you to try it. On the mannequin is a sweater that Amaris knit in Rowan Brushed Fleece, and it's a church mouse pattern called the Slouchy Pullover, and it's done. They did it in Rowan Brushed Fleece, and so Amaris did one as well. Yeah.
Okay. Are we on?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So we moved into the classroom. This is one of our little classroom areas, and we thought we'd just pull out our whips and show you some of the things that we're working on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you should start because this, what you've got here on the table is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Cynthia and I do lots of teaching in the shop too, so we always have to kind of stay ahead of the curve a little bit. So we're often knitting samples, and I'm helping Sabrina, my daughter, teach a dye workshop. She's kind of our in-house dye expert, and so we've been working on sock blanks. This is one that I dyed up, half of one. The other half is here on my needles and here. I'm using one of these trusty little sock rulers too. These are just the best things ever. So you can just pop it in, and you know kind of when you're done the top of your foot, your cuff, and then you also know when you're done your heel.
Right, that rounded tip on the ruler helps you to kind of push against the toe or the heel a little bit, so you can get a more accurate measurement.
Well, yeah, because I always make my socks too big, right?
Because you're not stretching it enough.
Yes,
yeah. So it's a funny thing about socks. You really want to knit them with about an inch of negative ease.
Yeah, and this is so helpful for that.
Yeah.
So that's this one.
I think that's just fascinating, Barb. And you dyed this at home? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. All of these I dyed at home. I'll show you a few more.
Yeah.
Here's another one that was just kind of like half red, half gold.
Oh, cool. You could wear that as a scarf if you wanted
could,
to.
Especially at Christmas time. Well, remember, I'm knitting a scarf out of the unique one.
Oh, yes.
Instead of doing socks.
Right.
I've got that on the go too. So that's fun. And then we just did some stripes and some dashes and dots. This one is sort of like watermelon.
Oh,
and these are so
cool.
Easy to do. You just take like a sponge brush and just brush the dye on.
Yeah. Does it penetrate, excuse me, all the way through?
You have to kind of flip it over and do both sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me peel it back and see what the inside looks like.
Oh, sure.
Just for fun. Oh, yeah. So the dye has gone almost all the way through.
Almost.
Yeah. But that's cool because then you'll get some, that'll give you some little areas of light color when you knit it up as well.
Yeah, I think it'll be neat.
I can't wait to see what this looks like.
I know. I know. I haven't... I've got enough sock yarn to last me a lifetime.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then some, probably.
And then some, yeah.
Well, these sock blanks would make great gifts for people who...
Well, that's right.
Yeah. So if anybody out there watching wants to buy an undyed sock blank, Barb, can they do that?
Yes, we've got...
Yeah.
Excuse me, we have them.
Dry throat.
We should put them on the... online store.
We could put them on the online store. We'd have to figure out a way to do that. But yeah, we could certainly do it.
Yeah.
Here we
Everything,
go.
right?
Yep. The other thing too, you know, if there's anything that you see on a podcast and you can't find it on the online store, just call us.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Send us an email and we'll get you sorted out. We're really good at that. Yeah.
So I had read somewhere that you can bleach colors too. So this was a sock blank that was dyed purple and then it had navy dots on it.
Yeah?
And then I took bleach and dabbed it.
No way.
And the dye didn't come out completely.
Yeah.
But it did turn a different shade. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That's really interesting. So I think, don't they call this resistance dyeing?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so maybe if you use the bleach again,
yes,
you'd get less and less color each time.
Maybe. Yeah. I should try it again. Re-dye it.
Yeah.
And here's, did I show this one? No. Here's another one with then, dots and dashes.
That's really fun.
Little Morse code going on there.
So when you teach the dye class, do you do sock blanks or do you do skeins or do you do both?
We do skeins.
Okay.
And we dye in a jar. So I shocked her.
Okay, tell me about this.
So we have a jar and it's got dye in it. We have several different shades and people take and do dip dyeing or full immersion.
Oh.
Or, one end in one pot and one in the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really fun. We over dye. So we work with dyes in jars, but there's so many different ways you can do it.
Yes.
That's kind of our beginner method. And here in the store we use dye that we buy at Michael's. It's for dyeing icing.
Oh,
just because it's so friendly.
The Wilton ones, yeah.
I think for these I used like Rit dye or something a little bit more.
Stronger?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was really surprised, though, at how well the Wilton dyes worked.
They work really well.
We had a project in a previous Advent box where we included a Wilton food coloring package and a skein, a ball of yarn wound up, and you used it to make a gradient dye. And it was so much fun.
I know.
I did it in my kitchen and didn't feel like I couldn't use the utensils from my kitchen because I was using a food safe dye.
Right. Yeah. We do that in the dye workshop too. We teach everybody how to wind from the skein into a center pull ball on their thumb, and then we drop that into the dye bath.
Nice.
And it's so fun because it soaks up on the outside faster than on the inside.
Right. Yeah.
It's really a lot of fun. And then these are some other ones that we've done in the dye class. So this is a skein that was tied in places with elastic bands. You can kind of see it when you turn the skein around. It's tied really tight and it's like tie-dyeing a t-shirt.
Right.
And then you dye the rest of the skein. And it makes really cool yarn.
Look at this.
So this one has been skeined out of this into.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And, yeah, it's it was rewound. It was a different size when I dyed it.
So, this one looks like it's got a lot of a white base on it. So you tie-dyed it as well, but maybe with more.
This one was actually sort of speckled with a fork.
Oh, with a fork?
Yeah, you just dip the fork in dye and then.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so clever. Sabrina is such a great artist.
She is.
Do you think she maybe uses some art techniques?
Well, I think she's, some kids just naturally have it.
Yeah.
And she makes the most beautiful pointillism.
Yes.
Pictures with tiny little dots all over them.
She does, yeah. It's a great art technique. Yeah.
And then she told me just over Christmas, her and the girls made, that art where you can scratch it off. It's black.
Yes.
They made that at home.
They made their own. Of course they did. They're so creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. So, speaking of overdying, I finished. So this is the cowl. We're both wearing our cowls from our box of light that we got from
Janet at String Theory.
Yeah, and I love. So every 2 or 3 days you got a little package of yarn, and you just kept knitting it in the same pattern. And I really liked this project. It was very zenful. Yeah.
It worked, Janet. It was very meditative, and I loved it too.
Yeah. But I have to say, one of the things, I'm not crazy about my color combination. And so I was thinking that it would be really fun to over-dye it.
Oh.
And then you would get the different...
that's a great idea.
You might get a kind of a gradient colorway in there.
Yeah.
And I'd be really curious to see. I love this pop of green. So I don't want to necessarily over dye it, but I thought it might be interesting to see what would happen if I dyed the whole thing like a light blue.
Oh,
and then the green might stay and the blue might penetrate into the areas that are white. Or maybe I just dip dye it.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that the
right
top
up to
stays,
the...
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, just right up to here.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
You should do it.
I think I will.
Okay.
Yeah. And then come back. Or, I mean, you could even... I suppose you could even tie-dye it, right? And if you bound it this way, then you might save some horizontal stripes in the scarf. Like, maybe my sister might do some dyeing for me.
Come to the dye workshop and we'll try it.
Okay.
But this was such a cool pattern. I loved it, and I loved being able to play with all these different yarns, Janet. That was really fun to get a different fiber in your hands every few days.
Well, and as we're sample knitting for the store, this might be another way to do a swatch.
Yes.
And you could turn a cowl into like more of a funnel shape by doing what you mentioned on the floor, which is to use different size needles as you create that swatch in the round. So that would be kind of fun too.
That would be very fun.
Yeah.
You could pick a fat yarn and a medium and a smaller and smaller and smaller.
You could use all the same yarns. So you have a color sequence sample, so you can see all the colors, but at the bottom maybe use a 5.5 and then with each color go down a size so you can see the different gauges that you can get with a yarn also.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay, what else have you got here on the table?
I was gifted a ball of concentric, which is super, super soft baby alpaca.
Right, so speaking of gradients, this is one where you've got 4 strands of really fine alpaca.
Yeah.
And then as you work through it, one strand changes color each time.
Right, so I'm just about at the end of this magenta.
Yeah.
And then I get into a really, really deep saturated purple. So this is going to be the bottom, and this is just another kind of like capelet. I found a pattern online.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you if it was your own design.
No, but I've modified it. This is called Minjia Poncho.
Oh, okay.
Minjia Poncho. Designed by Martina Sommer.
Oh.
And I liked it because it just had a simple increase. I wanted to, you know, kind of increase and make it increase quickly because I wasn't sure how much yarn I was going to have with this gradient, right? So this has an increase in every second row.
Okay.
And it's increased along a center line.
Okay, so the increases go down the front and the back?
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think I'm almost done. I'm going to, when I get home today, I'll pull it onto that piece of tubing that Ann Budd gave us.
Right, try it on tubing.
Try it on tubing.
Yeah.
And just try it on and see. I might stop increasing now because I think it's probably big enough at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so clever.
Fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And feel this.
Oh, yeah. This is nothing like alpaca, hey?
Yeah.
It's so nice. And the colors are really rich.
I'm wondering, too, how it's going to wear because each one of these little strands is really tightly twisted. So I have a feeling it's going to wear really well, too.
Maybe less pilling. Yeah, no.
My other capelet out of Mirasol, Nina, kind of pilled quite a bit.
Right. But you know what? Let's
I
talk
don't mind
about that. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, which
Sure.
is pilling. Because again, you know, customers will come into the store and they'll say, you know, does this yarn pill? And my you know answer automatically is every yarn pills. Don't be afraid of that. The softer the yarn, the more likely it is to pill. The softer it's spun, the more likely it is to pill. But so pilling is a sign that you have a really soft yarn, and it's really easy to take care of it.
Yeah,
yeah. We sell these gleaners in the store, which has a de-pilling side, and then key to that is to flip it the gleaner over and use the lint brush to remove any loose hairs that are still on top of your fabric, because that's what's creating the pills. Is that, you know, rubbing a strand of anything back and forth across the top of your fiber is going to create a pill.
I think though it's fair to say that any yarn that has a nice tight twist to it, or if you can knit your project maybe on a little smaller needle and knit it tighter, it's going to pill less.
True. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah. The tighter the twist or the more plies that are in it, the more likely it is to, or less likely it is to pill. Yeah. It looks like you have one more.
Oh, I have one more sock blanket. Yeah, this is a camel one.
That is really cool.
Yeah. Fun, isn't it fun?
It's I'm really motivated to try and do some dyeing.
Okay.
And over dyeing. That's really I'm really impressed with your artwork. Yeah. I think isn't that the great thing about knitting and crochet? It's like these fiber crafts, they're portable.
It's very fun.
You can be inspired and do things. If you follow a pattern, you know, you can create something that's gorgeous and let the yarn just do all the work for you.
Yeah. So show me what's on your needles.
Okay. All right. Well, I've been working with these kits from
and your bag. You have to show your bag off too.
I will. I'll show the one Janet made for me.
Okay.
Because I have these Star Trek inspired bags.
I'll hold one for you.
So this is some slippers that I'm making. These are Mike's slippers, my husband's slippers. I made the kids one for each a pair for Christmas. So it starts with a sheepskin sole that we bought from Fleece Artist, and we have a limited number of these soles because they're actually quite hard to make. They had the soles cut, and then Ruth Gallo punched holes along the side, and you begin by crocheting your yarn along the side, and you crochet the base of the slipper, and then you knit the top of the slipper. So this is a pair I made for myself, and what I'll do is I'll just turn it inside out.
Sure.
So you can see the sheepskin.
Wouldn't these be cozy?
Oh, my girls put them on Christmas Eve. That's when we get together for Christmas.
Yeah.
And they just went, oh, and they didn't take them off.
So do you wear them barefoot? Like, yeah.
I mean, you could wear a sock inside, but why would you?
Why would you?
I mean, this is like the pedicure massage you get. So that's inside out, and that's...
Yeah, and I bet you these are really durable, too.
Yeah.
You could go outside in them practically.
Yeah.
Wow.
So so that's been a fun project. They don't take long to make up, but getting the crochet hook through the hole in the bottom of the sole, that you need to do about 10 of them and then put it down and drink some coffee or a little eggnog and then do another 10. And
what about those needles that we have with the nice big nylon loop eye?
Well, you could maybe like loop it around or something, but the idea is that you're doing a crochet. You're crocheting. You're doing a single crochet and chain stitch along the edge, and then you pick up from there. Yeah. So I think the crochet hook in the end is probably the.
Couldn't pop it on a circular needle.
Once you've crocheted your first chain around, you can. But with crochet, the nice thing about crochet is it's very easy to build up the sides.
Right.
And with these ones, because there are sizes provided in the pattern, but my husband has really big feet, so I would pull it out and then increase a bit more, and then pull it out and increase a bit more. So crochet does make it a bit easier if you're adjusting a pattern to begin with. And then once you get this sort of base done along here, then you just pick up stitches with your needles. And I'm doing I'm doing them simultaneously. I'm working from both ends of the ball. Yeah. Because I've got 2 different colors going here.
And you've got these on circs, so you're magic looping here.
Yeah, and double points
and
on this one.
DPNs there.
Yeah.
What size needle are you using?
So the pattern calls for a 5.5 millimeter, and that's what I'm using. And then the pattern also calls for this merino slipper yarn. Yeah. And
nice color.
So this is a custom color as well, because I asked Mike to pick a color and he couldn't find one that he liked, and so he asked me to dye him.
Oh, so you picked natural and you dyed it? I picked
natural and dyed it, yeah.
See, and you're trying to tell people you don't know how to dye?
Well, I used a more complicated technique in that I pulled out my steamer and my protein-based dyes and acid-based dyes and used those. So yeah, so I had to put on the mask and I had to be careful and use only the tools that are allowed in the dye kitchen.
Well, these are just beautiful.
Thank you. Excuse me. Thank you. I'm hoping that
show the. Oh yeah, you showed the other pair. Who are those for?
These ones are mine. Oh yeah, these are my kind of like my prototype pair. And then once I got because I with a pattern like this where you're combining crochet and knitting, it can be a little confusing in the beginning. So I made a small infant pair for our great niece. Yeah. And then I worked on a pair for myself, and then I did the ones for the kids.
Nice.
So yeah, Mike's getting his next. And then this month is all about socks. Right. So again, it inspired and motivated me to pick up some sock projects that kind of got put aside before Christmas. So we get busy at Christmas time. And then this is a Japanese knot bag.
That's so cute. Star Trek inspired.
Yeah, Janet made this one for me. This fabric she had, and so we don't have this one in the store. So this is a special exclusive one just for me. But we have this style of bag in the store with lots of different fabrics, and you just take the
I love those.
End. Yeah, they're really convenient.
Aren't they ever? Yeah, I like that shape. I have one here too.
So I've shown this project before. I won't belabor it, but I've got a pair of Gridiron socks on the go.
What colorway is that one?
I think this is Montreal. Let me see if I have the tag down here.
It does look like Montreal.
I'm pretty sure it's Montreal. And this is Touchdown. And we've talked about this before. If you want to do these Gridiron socks, Touchdown is really the yarn to use, because you need a long, in that variegated color, you need a long color repeat. And Carolyn has done some careful work.
She's custom dyed the skeins so that they'll work with this pattern.
Yeah. So that's that one. And then what else do I got? Oh, right. And so we're also doing Rock'em socks this month. And so I pulled out and started to work on again my Rock'em sock. This is done.
I love this colorway.
Yeah. I wanted to do a solid colorway. Excuse me. So
look at that stitch pattern.
Yeah, it's really pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we'll take a close-up picture and show it. So this is done in Hat Trick Semi-Solid in a colorway called Barn Burner, which I think will go really nicely with my Ann Bud skirt.
Yes, that's right. And you know we have hand warmers with Swarovski crystals done in the same colorway.
Right. Right.
And look at the cute little, see, we were talking about these little needle cozies.
Yeah.
So Cynthia's got her DPNs just tucked in there.
You mean my circulars?
Or sorry, your circulars.
Yeah.
Tucked in there and just snapped down. Yeah, these are perfect, aren't they?
Yeah, it's really versatile. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are pretty. Do you have another one in there?
Another sock?
Yeah.
I do. So I
wow.
This one's too small.
Oh.
So I'm making another one. And
but this is great. It shows the pattern runs up the back of the leg.
Yeah. And I didn't undo it. And I also, I guess I should also mention, I started with a provisional cast on because
top down.
Well, the pattern is from the cuff to the toe, and I'm using 2 skeins of yarn. So I thought what I would do is start with a provisional cast on and do the main body of the sock, and then come back and do the ribbing afterwards.
That's a smart idea.
And then if I want to make the ribbing go higher up my leg, I can do that.
Right, that's a great idea.
So yeah,
very nice.
So now I'm inspired to keep going on my socks, even though they have been tucked away for quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then my last thing that I've been working on over Christmas is a Peaks and Ridges cowl.
Oh, is that ever pretty?
Isn't it nice? Yeah. So this is a pattern that Ann Budd designed for us. And we put a kit together in our latest Advent box.
Right.
With a full skein of Adam and Eve.
Yes.
And so I've been
I think
working
everyone
on
loved that.
Yeah. Our mom has been in the hospital this Christmas, and so when I visit her, I take this with me because the pattern is easy to remember. I don't have to carry a lot of stuff with me, and I can put it down at any point.
Yeah.
And it's peaceful. And sometimes when you have relatives in the hospital, you need something peaceful and soft. This is the merino cashmere blend, and it feels so nice in my hands. So
yeah,
it's a source of comfort knitting.
It is. Yeah, it can be very stressful.
It can,
having a family member in the hospital,
especially one who's turning 92 in a few days.
Yeah. But she's getting better.
She is.
So
yeah.
Go mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take some birthday cake over to her if she's
That's a good idea.
She's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Barb, tell us about Flashmob.
Right.
Because we've got a new program for 2019.
Right.
Yeah.
So Cynthia and I thought, what are we going to do for 2019? 2018 was all about Alberta and images that we found that inspired us to ask our friends who are dyers to make us skeins of yarn. So in 2019, we thought it would be fun to do something celestial.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So we thought, let's do Zodiac. You know, Zodiac is kind of like a 60s, 70s kind of thing. It was really popular back then when I was in high school.
Right. Well, it's kind of a fun way to, it's kind of fun every now and then to look at your horoscope and see what the predictions are for you, right? Yeah.
And we thought this would be fun because there's, certain colors associated with different zodiac signs and different meanings. And we thought we could have some fun with this in 2019. So that's what we're going to do. We've invited some of our friends who are dyers to submit colorways. So each month they're going to make us a yarn or 2. We've really left it open to them. We can have they can give us like 1 color or 2, or they can do full skeins or half skeins and minis. So I think you're going to see some exciting things come this year that are inspired by Zodiac.
I saw our February colorway, which is Aquarius.
It's the first one that we're starting with.
Right, and so we gave the dyers a couple of adjectives to work with for Aquarius.
That's right.
Excuse me.
Are you going to be okay?
I'm going to be okay. Yeah, and I'm trying to remember now. They were Aquarius was innovation. And you've got it written down.
I have it. Integrity and innovation.
Okay, yeah.
The spiritual theme of it is integrity. The emotional is innovation. And the element is air.
Ah, and so So for February, we've got Kim from Flock Fiber, who's doing the colorway for Aquarius.
Yeah.
And she's created 2
She has
colors.
a speckle and a semi-solid for us.
Right.
So we're so excited about that. We'll show you what that looks like.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. And so you're going to want to get it. So it's available on February 20th. We put it online first. So it'll be available to people who want to purchase it online. And whenever we post up something from Kim of Flock Fiber, it's probably a good idea at 6 p.m. to buy it online.
Her colorways are stunning, and they go really, really fast.
They do. Yeah. Kim is from Okotoks, Alberta, and she's a wonderful person and a lovely dyer.
Yeah.
And she, I mean, all of our dyers are. There's no one there that I wouldn't buy from.
Yeah.
But she's done a really special colorway for Aquarius, and so
pick it up quick.
Yeah, February 20th, 6 p.m.
And we're hoping, like, these ones are all sort of limited edition. We've given them a budget to work with, so we have X number of skeins that are coming back to us. But we're hoping that we might be able to keep this around in the store. So, you know, if we'll see how it goes, see how much budget dollars we have. But we're coming out as well with a few little notions, little project tools, bags, sort of things that are also Zodiac inspired. So we're hoping that if you miss out on Aquarius, maybe in 6 months' time we can come back and revisit it and have more later on.
Sure. Yeah. That'd be really nice. Yeah. Okay. So stay tuned.
So this is sock month for us. If you guys are inspired, we want to know all about the socks that you're making.
Yeah.
Send us a note and let us know.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. And I think we might have some sock yarn that we could give away as prizes.
Oh, I'm sure we do.
I'm pretty sure my cubby has a few skeins of yarn that are just begging to go to somebody, somebody who wants to leave a comment on our page, on our podcast episode. I think the head cold is still affecting me a little bit. Yeah,
I know.
Oh, and for all of those who, all of you who have asked about my shoulder, I want to report that I am fine. It's all healed up, and I feel so much better. But thank you so much for all your comments and for wishing me a speedy recovery. I really appreciate that.
Isn't that nice?
It's so nice.
We had so many people comment this last month. It was wonderful.
Yeah. It's like and we're now getting to the point where I think we recognize names.
We know you.
Yeah. So it feels like you're part of our family, which is really great.
Yeah.
But thank you, everybody.
All right, well, we should probably sign off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until next time. All right. Have a great month, everybody.
Bye now.